Hello, everybody. It is Friday. It is your favorite time of day. I was going to say, like favorite day of the week or whatever, just because of the stream, but I didn't want to be too presumptuous. So, just, favorite time of day, 5 o'clock, which means it's time for Planted and Enchanted. If you're watching, you can probably tell that Jodi is busy doing fishy things in her fish room. So she was not able to attend to co-host today, so it will again just be me. So hopefully I can entertain you guys for another hour talking about freshwater fishy stuff. Maybe some saltwater, who knows, but hopefully this week will be more focused on freshwater. Because I know last week was a little much, especially for Nancy. So, let's see. Speaking of Nancy, she was first in the chat. So congratulations, you win 0 points. Although the game in my head that, we play every week, you win this week. So congratulations. Maybe one day we'll have some kind of like special something like for the weekly winner, but as of right now, there's nothing. So, well, unless you count the feeling of like pure superiority from beating Zen to be first, there's that. And then there's also the fact that you get like way more points. So you're also beating her in the points category. So congratulations, Nancy, on both fronts. Yeah, special winner. But anyway, excuse me. There we go. Had to cough. Didn't want you guys to have to hear that. But Dee Dee was second. So hello, Dee Dee. Thanks for coming in. There's Lance. We got Tank Girl. Let's see who else we got. Cheryl's driving home, so she'll be watching as soon as she can, I'm sure. I know that we are her favorite Friday podcast or live stream, whatever it is that we're called. It looks like Lance is trying to get in on the points game, so good job, Lance. And then there's Asia. Hello, Asia. Lisa the Wolf is in. Oh, Fuzzy's here. What's up? Jodi is officially working and lurking. Let's see, the GIPG. What's up? And then we've got Yusha Daisy. Says good morning, everyone. With the coffee. And sir, I see your coffee, and I have a Red Bull, sugar-free, and I don't know. I'm not opposed to coffee right now. Actually, I'm an all time of day caffeine consumer. So yeah, we could caffeinate together one day, maybe, if we ever visit each other's part of the world. Oh no, Gravedigger had to dispose of a 14-inch frontosa. Holy crap, what a fish. I mean, personally, I'm more into like the nano-sized fish. I think the biggest fish I have is, well, I say that. The biggest fish I have are discus, probably. But I do feel your pain because like any time that there's been a death in the discus bougie family, like it's rough. There's a lot of fish there. So I legitimately cannot imagine what a 14-inch fish having to deal with that would be like. So I'm very sorry. And Zen, you finally made it in. What's up, Zen? Very funty of you to be here today. I dig it. Oh. Hi from the future. It just passed midnight. Wow. Where are you? Huh. Very curious. Jonathan G is in. Says hello all. Cinnamon's here. Nancy gets the warm fuzzies. I mean, it's true. She was first. That's what she gets. She gets what she deserves. Bite me, Miss Nancy, and hello. Hey, from one funt to another. It's just how it is sometimes. Let's see. And Jodi with all of her freaking hellos, with all the first names. Get out of here, lady. Go do your work. Ooh, Asia's still at the office. Go into lurk mode as soon as, and then when she drives home. Yeah, that's all right. We are just glad to have you. And I have sweet tea. Oh man, I love sweet tea. I'm a terrible gay and I still go to Chick-fil-A. And their sweet tea is just, it's super sweet, but ooh, it's so good. Like when that's what you're craving, it's just like, mm. But haven't gotten that in a while. So, I mean, the Red Bull was what was at the house. So it works. It fills the need. Although my favorite one, the orange one, the strawberry apricot, it has been so hard to find here. So I've been relegated to this like the light blue sugar-free Red Bull, which is, I mean, it's basically just like a bunch of B vitamins and caffeine. So that's fine. But the orange one is just tastier. I like it more. And I like it, but the orange one is actually, I think, tastes better than the regular orange one, like the non-sugar free. So trials and tribulations of 2026, starting with Red Bull. Ooh, Scotty's here. Catching up on double time. It's only 7 minutes into the stream, Scotty. You really didn't miss anything. Ahoy, hoy, folks, trying to lurk and work. Jodi, if you see this, the pea puffers are absolutely amazing. Ooh, how many did you get? That's the question. I mean, one pea is like super cute and adorable, but like a whole group of them, oh, I love it. I love it a lot. But I'm glad that they worked out great and that you're working and lurking, or lurking and working and lurking and working, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about, ew, too, Zen. But, yeah. I wonder when you're going to get your seahorses in. And I still maintain that Hello Reef 15-gallon tank would be perfect. So you should do that. Maybe you can have the goal that, you know, like I'm trying to get my 100-gallon salty tank up and running by February. You can get your seahorse 15-gallon tank that you probably don't have yet, but I think is perfect for you because I know your hopes and dreams so well. But yeah, hold on. Sorry, I got distracted. You said something can be dangerous with caffeine, and I'm going to read it in just a second. But anyway, February, Zen. How do you feel about February? Ooh, and Cody said 6. They're already scud killers. Okay, that is, I use my little group of murder beans to help with scuds in tanks, and sometimes it takes them a little while to kind of like relax and just destroy, but oh my gosh, they're so good at it. So that's a really great use for them. And to be frank, like there was a while where I was kind of like disenchanted with my peas, but I'm really glad I didn't get rid of them. They have so much personality, and like they're just fun to watch, if nothing else. And you know, sometimes it's good to just have like a fish doesn't, you know, they don't have like a utility all the time, you know, and they're not particularly pretty, you know, like they're not colorful or anything, but yeah, they're useful and they're cute and I like them. So I'm glad I kept them, or decided to keep them anyway. But Cinnamon, any advice on the pea puffers? Girl, they're like some of the easiest fish I've ever had. They like frozen foods, mostly of the worm shape variety. I did try like the, what is it? Like the fake worms, you know, like from processed foods, but they didn't really take to them, and like I wasn't gonna force them to eat it because like why? So they get like the co-op dehydrated worm, the tubifex worms. They get blood worms, which I need to go pick up from the LFS soon. Mosquito larva, they'll just chomp that shit down. Scuds, a personal favorite of mine, because scuds, I can't believe I paid for them at one point because they are the bane of my existence, and the peas just like destroy them. I love it. But let's see what Zen was saying. Taurine, especially combined with caffeine, can be super dangerous in high doses, so just be careful. Please and thank you. I see you and I feel you, but I only have like one of them a day, and like it's not even every day. It's just when I've like maxed out my taste buds on coffee or another kind of, or a Coke Zero or like some other kind of caffeinated beverage. But I don't know, as a person with like an autoimmune disease that like really kicks my energy in the butt, Red Bull's like one of the only things that kind of, or can keep me up like throughout the entire day. So, and I don't even drink it all at once. I'm like a sipper. I just sip on it. So anyhow, I will be very careful. I promise. Whoa. That's really cool. You 27 peas and a 60 breeder. Oh my gosh. Like that's gotta be so freaking cool. Like, do you breed them? Like, how did you get 27? That's my question. How did you decide on 27? Did you originally get 30? Like, what's the situation with that? And how do you feed them? Do they go crazy at feeding time? Like, I want to know more about this. I dare say I even would enjoy a video of the 27 peas in a 60 breeder. So, if you have time, I would watch that video. Wait, what is happening in February? One of my New Year's goals was to get my 100-gallon salty tank up and running by February, which basically means I just have to paint and prime the stand and then start it cycling by February. That's what I mean by that. So I have the primer, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to sand this stand before I prime it or what. Like, I'm a little unfamiliar in the DIY scene, but it's like a fun side project, but I also need to get it done. So goals. Yeah. Deadlines, that's the word I was looking for but couldn't find. Ooh. Happy birthday, by the way, Nancy B. My birthday for one. We also get to make fun of me for not having set up that 100-gallon tank yet. By February, it will be done. But January is quickly going by. So it's already the 9th. I was almost convinced it was halfway through January, but I'm glad to see that it is not. So that's good. Yeah, so Cody's piece took the frozen tube effects worms pretty well, which is excellent. And June's here. What's up, June? Oh, interesting. The behavior is very different when you overcrowd them. Huh. I wonder what it's like. But yeah, Nancy, the Vibrobites, they were not about it. And then she wants more scuds for the elastomas. That's got to be some kind of native fish. I'm not sure what it is, but if I can find, I know I have tanks full of scuds, so I'll just send you some if you need some. But for the love of God, don't pay for them. That was the stupidest thing I think I've ever done in the entire freshwater keeping hobby. It's pay for scuds. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh, let's see. It's one of those things that needs moderating. That's all. I don't like to tell people what to do with their energy drink choices when I sometimes drink upwards of 20 shots of espresso. Girl, I feel that. Like, I didn't think that you were. There's no worries there. But we got this really nice like Breville espresso maker, and oh, it's so good. But there are just days when like I'm not feeling the espresso, you know? But yeah. So let's see. Whoa, the Amazons eat algae? What? What? I did not know that. I thought they were like pure carnivores. Interesting. It's a bonus, according to June. But yeah, you make that video. That would be really cool. And send it to me because I want to see it. Like 3 weeks from now, yes, that February is in. We're not talking about February 2027, at least yet. But yeah, it will look prettier if you sand it first. Okay. Okay, so this tank stand, it's a used 6-foot tank. And what I calculated on the internet, thanks to Google, was about 100 gallons. So it's 6 feet by like 18 inches by 20 something. And I like that because it's not too tall that I have to get my armpits wet every time I need to do some maintenance. But the stand for it, I think, comes up about 3 feet. And it's wood, but it doesn't look like it's like heavily varnished or anything like that. Like it's just natural, more or less. But it's good to know that I should probably sand it first, which only adds to my list of things to do. So thanks for that, Dee Dee. But if it's going to look better if I sand it, then I'll definitely do it because it's going in Costanza's office, and like her office is going to be super nice and like swanky looking versus mine that's like just full of fish tanks and computer gear. So but that's good to know. I should sand it first. Excellent. Oh snap, you had originally 12 and then they bred. That's freaking cool. I love that. That is really cool. I do that all the time. And I'm especially bad in like text messages and emails when I write it out so that I'm not like if I speak the too many words, I can hear it and I'm like, whoa. I can English, I promise, just like you said. But if I'm just writing and it's just in my head, like all bets are off. I'm really bad at doing that. Oh, the pygmy sunfish. Good. Huh. They're so small. Can they even fit scuds in their mouths? Nancy, you did not pay for ram's horns. Oh god, that makes me feel a lot better actually. And Zen almost bought duckweed. Oh man. But I could see, like, if you had goldfish, I could totally see somebody buying duckweed. So like there is a reason for it in my mind somewhat. Like I could rationalize it, but like buying scuds or buying ram's horns, like no time for that. That's just silly. Did I get a hang on back refugium? No, I was using the Fluval breeder box as a hang on back refugium. That was my plan anyway. But what I did find out is that my phosphates were where I wanted them, but my nitrates were like freaking zero, like undetectable basically. So that actually, it came, like the freshwater hobby came to the rescue because I ended up having a nitrogen supplement that I could use in my saltwater tank because of freshwater. Like I totally kind of saved my own ass there. But with saltwater, you have to do things super slow. So I'm in the 7-day process of increasing the nitrates. And I think that's why my hair algae is like way out of control in that tank. So hopefully within the next like week or two, that will start balancing out. But if it doesn't, I'm treating that shit with, what is it? Fluconazole. that's supposed to get rid of like bryopsis and hair algae. So in saltwater tanks anyway. I don't know if it's good to use in freshwater, but yeah, that's the plan. So who was it? I think it was Magnus who told me to double check my parameters. And like I have been keeping track of them, but mostly calcium and alkalinity, KH. But anyway, salty talk. And we were supposed to focus on freshwater. Scotty's getting me off topic. Let's see. I haven't sanded any of mine I built, but I'm not as bougie as me. It's true. I am bougie, but like normally I'd buy a stand, but this one, I mean, I got the stand in the tank for $300 and didn't really see a reason to get a new stand when I had one that would completely work. It just looks ugly and old. So, I just need to like revamp it, you know? Oh, just one more fish. What's up? Hello. Hello. Ooh, there was a shipment. How did it go? I want to know. QC Alcoholic, what's going on in here? All kinds of ridiculous things. Jody's missing. Sometimes we talk about saltwater, mostly freshwater. What are we sanding? Tank stand for my 100-gallon tank. Jesse, all came in great. Just a lot of work to unpack. We'll be finishing tomorrow. 460 plants? Holy shit, dude. That's a lot of plants. Good grief. I was just like, I unpacked, how many? Like 10 corals one time. So annoying. Like, there's just a lot of work. And you don't think that there is unpacking, but like it's unpacking, but then cleaning up all the stuff afterwards. And it's a thing. So, but I'm glad all your plants came in well. So that's good. Ooh, Cheryl says her Elosoma okefenokee destroys scuds. I have to add more every few days. Interesting. Huh. I honestly would have thought that they were too small, but And June has bought many a snail. Yes, absolutely, June. You have so many puffers. I don't. You're probably single-handedly keeping like the Ram's Horn eBay afloat. Let's see. Ooh. So you says that he goes the 12 more steps with stands like coating the water seal. I've thought about that. I mean, so far my only plan is to now sand it, prime it, and then paint it. Is it worth adding the polyurethane on top? Like, it's not necessarily so much about cost, but like, is it worth it? Does that really come in handy? Should I do it? Yeah, I'm not sure. So if you have an opinion, which I'm sure you do, considering that you actually do it, why should I do it? Other than it just waterproofs the stand a little bit more. Is there more of a reason than just that one? So, ooh, Magnus, I was just talking about you. I double checked my phosphate and nitrogen from our discussion last week about my stupid hair algae problem in my saltwater tank. And it turns out that I had like no nitrates, like none, even though I've been feeding heavily and I don't know what's going on, but started dosing that and we'll see if it works next week, probably, or a week after. So thank you for reminding me to do that. So QC said he bought scuds on multiple occasions and they didn't last long with the shiners and the darters. My shiners have got to be, they had to be like the laziest shiners. Like the scuds are prolific in that tank. But yeah, so not my experience. And then Nancy's pygmies will take down a full grown blackworm. Holy crap. They're ambitious little eaters. Yeah. I mean, good thing those black worms kind of break apart easily. I'm just imagining a fish with a black worm like coming out of its mouth. You do you. That's cute. But yes. Ooh, Dee Dee, your 32 is finally over the ugly stage. Congratulations. You've made it over the first mountain. Good job. Um but yeah, that's awesome. I am impatiently waiting for the ugly stage to be over. And for the 100-gallon, I don't even think I'm going to put lights on it for 2 to 3 months while the live sand and the rock kind of gets cycled and going. So just to kind of keep down on algae, because God, that would suck. 100 gallons worth of the hair algae problem I have in a 20. Hell no. No, thank you. Not trying to do that. But let's see. Fuzzy, of course you politely asked. We never thought you would be anything but polite. But they asked their local fish store for duckweed, and I did buy Malaysian trumpet snails. So I do think that Malaysian trumpet snails have a bit of utility in like working the sand. I think that there is some value in that. But ram's horns, and I know that they populate just like ram's horns do, but like, ram's horns just like irritate me. If I don't see the Malaysian, I'm trying never to get Malaysian trumpet snails. Don't get me wrong, I don't want them, but I could again rationalize how they could be beneficial. But ram's horns are just want to squish them. I don't, but like they just bother me, and I'm not entirely sure why. But anyway. Oh, June says she spent a week sanding the only stand I'll ever build. It came out beautiful. Ooh, that's good to know. June, did you put polyurethane on that tank stand, by the way? I'm intrigued. I'm interested. Just one more fish. Let's see. Jeff Kane, what is up? I'm glad you're listening on the drive home. Glad we can entertain you for a little bit. What test method did I use for the nitrate in my saltwater tank? I used the Hannah checker. And from what I can tell, I kind of researched the test methods, and they're pretty similar. They all kind of suck for nitrate because it's such a long, involved test. But I didn't do anything fancy. So, and I used the ultra low phosphorus checker for the phosphate. So that checks in ppb of phosphate, which you then have to convert to ppb of phosphorus, and then you have to convert that to phosphate. But I was a bit off from the Redfield ratio, so had to remedy that. Oh, let's see. Need to get the thingy that tracks your parameters and sends them to your phone. Yes. But personally, I kind of prefer the Hydros controllers. And what you're talking about is the, I believe, is the Neptune Trident, which would be freaking awesome. I would love one. But I don't have a Neptune system. So that kind of sucks. I think Hydros is supposed to be coming out with their own version, but it's taken like a year and a half already and they still haven't like debuted it or whatever. So I think it's in the works, but I would love that. I would love that so much. I already get like pH sent to my phone. I get salinity sent to my phone. What else? I do ORP, but only because of I plan to put ozone on my 100-gallon tank, and I just got the probe for it, so I was like, might as well use it. It doesn't really say anything fascinating, but I still have it. But yeah. Let's see. Cinnamon's in. We already said hello. Anyone keep any other U.S. natives? You want to talk to Nancy? Nancy B keeps all kinds of native fish, which I think is really cool. Just not my calling, but I do dig it. And I do have shiners, or rainbow shiners, but I don't have the pygmy sunfish or what are the other ones? The darters. No, don't have those. So 5 tanks of snails. Good grief. Ooh, Geek says it helps protect the wood from the water, so do it. Yeah. Well, I suppose that would help. And okay, so if I do the polyurethane coating, should I just do like the top of where the tank sits on the stand, or should I just say F it and do the whole stand? I only want to know that because it will impact how much I buy. So I want to do the inside and the outside of the stand in paint anyway, because I plan to put LED lights on the inside of the stand so that whenever I open the doors, I can see what's going on inside instead of it being like a dark dungeony troll cave. So interested, but I would imagine at the very least the top, and I guess any place water could potentially touch it, which would be the entire thing. So I would assume the entire thing, but I don't know if that's necessary. Bum, bum, bum. Oh man, I bet Magnus paid for scuds too. But if they're hard to get there, that's different. Here, nah, don't do that. Let's see. It's personal, but as a piece of furniture decoration, you want your furniture to look aesthetic. That's what I'm trying to go for. And not so much in my office, but in my wife's office. Like she has a super modern looking standing desk, and like the other furniture that's going to be going in there looks on par with that. So I want it to look nice and aesthetic, like you say, which is sometimes difficult, but yeah, I can see that. Bum bum bum. Talking about red belly days. Malaysian trumpet snails are the bane of my existence. I worry that if I actually had them, that would become my life as well. So no, thank you. Ooh, Lisa is asking, have I ever had an undergravel filter? I don't know what to do for maintenance besides water changes. I've not had an undergravel filter, but to be honest, like I was under the impression that they didn't really take much maintenance at all, and I guess you could like gravel vac it. But I don't know. That's really a good question. I'm not sure. I don't think Jodi's ever had one either, if I'm not mistaken. They had such a bad like reputation whenever I first got into the hobby that like I just never really considered them. But funnily enough, the people who I bought that 100-gallon tank from have like 3 in a row under gravel filters in that tank, and it's sitting that way in my garage right now. And I just look at them and I'm like, I'm never going to use those. But who knows? Maybe one day. Malaysians get on my nerves way more than ram's horns. I don't know. I feel like if you see the Malaysians all the time, it would be a problem. But like the ram's horns, they're just freaking everywhere, and they lay their stupid eggs everywhere, and I don't like it. Eat them faster than they breed. Good luck with that. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, dum, dum. Bum, ba-dum, bum. How about Apex? Apex, that's Neptune, Scotty. They're all like the orange and silver controllers, but yeah, they're still all Neptune. They don't play nice with hydros at all, I don't think. Ooh. Fuzzy, if you ever want pink ram's horns, just ask. I'm sure that I have some in some of my tanks. And I'll find some for you. Please don't buy them. That seems very silly to me. Don't do that. Um, ooh, June says she used Thompson waterproof on her stands. Okay. I'll have to write that down. Thompson waterproof. Let's see. I'm gonna bring a pair of Beta Oscillata. Ooh, nice. Oh, speaking of fancy betas, um, Nancy, you'll be like really bummed to know that my male beta and tuta is still completely disinterested in making more little betas with the female that's in there. So I'm looking directly at their tank now, and he's happy as a clam, just doing his own thing. He's like perpetual bachelor. But yeah, he's not into it right now still. Um ooh. Oh yeah. Kind of like when you cook. I read your other comment, Cody, and kind of like when you cook professionally and people say you must eat so well. Like, no, I eat a sandwich in 4 bites over a trash can. Yeah, I get that. Um, mm, I I could see like being a carpenter. Well, I have no skill in that department, but like I could see being a professional in something, and then your own like I don't know, being a professional aquascaper, and then your tanks in your own house just look like shit because you're too tired to and like sick of your day job to actually go through and fix everything. Um, but yeah, like I could see it. Um, Darters are little divas. I would know nothing about that. Hannah, great. Basically, the best you can get as a hobbyist. Not perfect, but okay as long as you check weekly and track the changes. That's what I'm doing. I have a spreadsheet and all. So it's frustrating because I want to start dosing all for reef, but I don't think I have enough bio load in the tank to warrant it yet. So I'm just like twiddling my thumbs, waiting for everything to grow. um, but once I get my nitrogen fixed, or nitrates, I should say, that'll be better. Let's see. Ba-dum dum 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 dum. Bum, bum. Ooh, I think the Sarah test kit is good for salt and fresh. Have you tried that one? I have not tried Sarah. The only ones that I tried were Red Sea and what is it, Salifert? But I kind of said screw that after a couple different testing sessions. I was like, this is too analog. I don't like trying to compare colors on a chart. It's just not. I would rather have like a definite number, and even if that definite number is wrong, I still have a number. Just makes me feel better. Um, so that's how I do. But I would recommend them. And I mean, if for like the alkalinity tester, this is for saltwater, by the way. Sorry, guys. Um, the alkalinity test, the Hannah one, is a breeze. It is so easy, and like I think they're all pretty easy actually, but it's really easy and super fast to do. So like if nothing else, I would recommend that one if you're going to start out and try a Hannah checker, but definitely recommend it. So I also think the calcium one is pretty easy as well, but I don't know. I think that's a little bit more debatable, but the alkalinity is easily like like I mean, it takes a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes if you're like really diligent about shaking the little cuvette or whatever. Um, bum, 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 bum. Orange talking about freshwater fish and yellow bellied or orange bellied dace, apparently. Quick, do the thing. um, you're not wrong. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to whole ass the whole thing. No sense in half-assing it. So yeah, whole stand it is. All right. Wet wood warps and warp stands will rock. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be very bad. So whole stand it is. Yeah. Oh, Dee Dee, I dream of having a tank in our living area, but like I'm relegated to the fish room in my office. So that's not going to happen either on my end, but I get that. I feel that. Um let's see. Bum ba bum bum ba bum bum bum. That's true. Test kits are, I think, more about trends than they are exact numbers, which is why I have no problem using the Hannah checkers. I'm just writing down weekly, and like really anytime I take a test, I write down the results. And then I kind of compare everything over time instead of like, a one-time test. And I don't like do anything to a tank based on the one test. I'll do it based on 2 or 3 weeks of testing. So, let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da. I want Pink's ram's horns. Oh my gosh. Well, Zen, I'll send some to you too. Geek, I don't know if I got blue ones, but I'll look for you. But yeah, I can tell you I had a whole tank of pink ones at one time. So I'll just have to look. I'm very not up to date on my fish room right now, but I'll definitely look. Ba-dum-da-dum-dum. I can imagine. Reds, pinks, and some oranges are really pretty. Spreadsheet nerd. Yeah. Never said I wasn't a nerd. Just a bougie nerd over here. Let's see. Monster Fish Gal, what's up? Glad you made it in. Let's see. No gravel bags. Ba-dum-dum-dum-da-dum-dum. Dennis is in? I missed you. Sorry, Dennis. Hey, glad you're here. Glad you are here. And then I can't hear the salty talk. Yeah, sorry about that. What's an API aqua spin? It can do both fresh and salt. I don't know what an API aqua spin is, Scotty. I'll look at it, but I'll probably have to look it up because I have no idea. Bum bum bum. Geek. All kinds of problems over there. 2 minutes is long enough for some people, though. Who said spreadsheet nerd? I was thinking it. It's true. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say I'm trying to like actually do well. So I'm not sorry for putting in effort into my hobby that I enjoy / find really frustrating sometimes. Take that. And Foxy is here. What's up, Foxy? Glad you made it in. Oh, ba-doom-doom. Ooh, Dennis has dwarf chain loaches and they'll eat snails. I think I have to take all the freaking duckweed in the world out of my 40 breeder, but I have some dwarf chain loaches in there. And once I can see into the tank, I will know if they've eaten all the snails, which will be a happy time if that's what they've done, because it was kind of overrun a little bit. No hate, just giggles. Oh, was Foxy under the weather? Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. That really sucks. Hate that. But we all have our days, you know? And you says, that's actually very true, because I feel every time I test that I am a mad scientist. So I'm not a mad scientist without a spreadsheet and data. So take that, all you cool cucumbers out there. Nerds are superior. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys I'm really excited. I had a friend reach out to me, and I've got to, like, in her mind, I have to be the weirdest, like she has to think weird fish lady, and like that's what she thinks, and like a picture of me pops up into her brain. But she got in touch with me the other day, and she was like, hey, I need help with this planted betta tank because her kid's betta had perished, and she was in the process of getting a new one, and she wanted to transfer. When she sent me a picture of the tank, oh guys, it was looking rough. Lots of like 3 little plastic plants that were neon colored. I was like, no girl, no. So I have everything kind of set aside that I'm gonna bring over to her house tomorrow. I'm trading out with her. Actually, not trading. I'm just giving her an old 10-gallon tank, which, by the way, downsizing. So you can't say I didn't try. For one of my New Year's goals. So that's happening, giving her a 10-gallon instead of the 5. So we're doing one better in terms of betta housing. And then I'm bringing over some dragonstone, which matches with her current gravel situation. And I'm bringing over some Anubias Nana. So not the petite, but just the Nana. And some dwarf Sagittaria, which will fill in kind of like grass. So I kind of wanted to make it like really low maintenance, which is pretty as low maintenance as I could possibly get, I think, while still having it look lush and full. So I'm excited to go over there tomorrow and do that. And I'm just actually really excited that somebody was like, I have a problem with a fish tank that I want to fix. Let me call Bougie and she will help me. And absolutely is what happened. So I'm really looking forward to it. And if it ends up like I'm imagining in my head, I'll take a picture and post it, and so you guys can see how it turns out. But anyway, really stoked to do that tomorrow. Let's see. It's fine. It's all fantastically fine. Meanwhile, she is the dog in the dumpster fire video, just sipping coffee. It's all fine. Yeah. Whoa. I've been on Top Chat. I really thought being in year 7 of YouTube, I have figured this out by now. Freaking YouTube defaults. Yeah. I don't know why like Top Chat is the default when it should be, you should like, the default should see every message, and if you're just tired of looking at everything, narrow it down. That makes sense in my head, but nobody at YouTube asked me, so. Oh, shots fired. You said maybe that's why you're not number 1 at the moment, Zen. I don't know. Zen hasn't been number 1 in quite a few weeks. That's Nancy's title today. And I agree, you. Zen needs to do better. Uh-oh. We're all picking on Zen today. You is cutting Zen with a knife. Oh, no. And she's going to remember this later on McStreamy. Yeah, well, you know. Call it like you see it. Ooh. Scotty just finished dinner. We'll go down when Emily is done. Nice. You going to go work on your tank, Scotty? I actually haven't seen your saltwater tank, Scotty. I need to look at those. See what those look like. Maybe get some inspiration. I actually want to make a, what do they call it? It's like a negative space aquascape for my 20-gallon tank, and maybe even for the 100 if the 20-gallon goes well. But it involves a lot of like smashing rocks. So I need to save that for a day when I'm like angry or something and just do nothing but smash rocks all day. I don't have as many notifications going off for my stream. I blame you and Jodi for not streaming every week and messing with the algorithm. Hey, we've been streaming. We just had a time, I think it was like 2 weeks where we didn't. And I believe I was sick both of those times. No, one, I was sick, and two, I had work. So it could not be helped. But also, way to shift the blame. I mean, I'll take the hit. You know, that's fine if that's what you need, Zen. But just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah. So we got like 9 minutes left. Let's see. What oh, did Jodi say something? Did I miss it? Nope, I missed it. If I can't find it. If she did say something. Oh, there she goes. Listing off names again. Good old Jodi. But yeah. Feel the font. Okay, I'll allow it, you know? That's the kind of free speech we have on this stream. There's no censorship. Oh, Foxy was asking about the axolotls. I'm gonna feed them shortly. Oh, nice. Oh, Scotty, which reminds me, my anemones split. So I have 3 now, if you want one. As long as they don't die in between now and the time you tell me that you want one. And you reminded me of them because I need to feed them. I have little bits of chunky clam, like, which I probably still need to cut into littler bits, or frozen shrimp. So, which I have to cut into tiny little bits as well. So, depending on what I pull out of the freezer, that's what they're going to get. But if you want one, they're the Nexus Joker bubble tip anemones. And if you want, I'll send you a picture of what they're supposed to look like. They do look really cool, but they have to be under the right light. And I think that they'll look more and more like they're supposed to once they start growing up a little bit. The big one is like that I have is now like what is it? Like the $quarter size, and then the other ones are like quarter sized. So yeah. Y'all aren't really expecting me to be self-aware and take accountability, are you? That would be silly. No, definitely. We don't expect you to be an adult, Zen. Since when? Since when? How could we possibly expect that of you? Let's see. Oh, Scotty says, save it for me. I'm not ready yet. I need to set up the 46. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm not planning on giving them away or anything anytime soon. So take as long as you need. And if the 20 that I have now might just turn into an anemone tank once I get the 100-gallon set up and going. So, sorry, I just read this. What kind of weed strain shit are salt people on? I don't know. Probably some kind of like, oh, now that you said something about it, I can't think of any like of the ridiculous names, but yeah, it, well, okay. Nexus is the like breeder of it. And then Joker is the colorway and or color scheme or whatever. And then Bubble Tip is like the species. So I hope that made sense, but I could totally see how that would sound like some ridiculous freaking naming structure to somebody who didn't understand what I was talking about. Lemon Go-Go Slush. But yeah. Oh no, my killer anemone probably ate my new PJ Cardinal. I kept running it away from the anemone, but now it's gone. A dragonette and now a cardinal. Yeah, that sounds like a murderer for sure. And how big is yours, Dee Dee? Because mine, like, it was Okay, so when you feed an anemone, you've got to cut up their food very small, right? And so I cut up what I thought was a small portion, like the size of my pinky nail. Okay, that's the size that we're talking about. And I fed it to the biggest anemone that I have, and it just spit it right back out like it was too big. And I was like, what the hell? This is supposed to be your size food, but apparently it's too big. So I had to cut it up smaller and feed him a smaller piece. But that anemone needs to be brought in for questioning. It's true. They are little murderers. And I have mine right now in an anemone box. So they just kind of stay with each other. And they're not allowed to roam around the tank because I don't want them screwing anything up. Uh-oh. Phrasing. Are you trying to censor me, Cody? Rude. Ooh. Jesse, I have a Pacific Northwest Customs. So I have the micro reef and the 4-gallon lagoon. I don't know what you're thinking in terms of like size of the tank, but like I might check out if you're into that kind of sizing and the lagoon style tank. I would look at Luna's. What is it? Luna's Reef, I think. I think she makes those out of glass instead of acrylic. And to be very honest, the Pacific Northwest custom tanks are like super cute and like a good size as far as like nano or pico tanks go. But the thickness of the acrylic that they use is kind of suspicious to me. Like, I think it could totally warp over time. Now, I haven't had them long enough to actually like justify that statement, but like they're not very thick or sturdy as far as I can tell. So anyway, just my 2 cents on it. But yeah, they're good little. I think they're like my gateway into acrylic. Those are the only acrylic tanks that I have. But yeah, they're very cute though. They're super, super cute. I think I'm gonna put some rainbow clove polyps in my little micro reef tank. I think. Not positive, but I think I might. Don't put that evil on me. Hey, you're the one who brought it up. I guess I need to put it in segregation. I don't know if you call it segregation, but yeah, I would separate it if you're having problems with it. Isn't it dangerous? Okay, You's asking if it's dangerous to have small setups. I'm used to large setups. So yeah, it's a lot more difficult to keep stable parameters, especially in the beginning. So I can't like, recommend it to someone who's like doesn't really have the amount of time it takes to like fiddle with it in the beginning. But I'm assuming that if you have a baby like Jesse and you're just gonna chill in a chair, you've got in the nursery or whatever, like you have plenty of time to kind of keep on top of the parameters and stuff. Bigger is usually better in terms of stability, so you don't have to worry quite as much. But yeah, like Scotty's saying, yes, bigger's easier. Small ones can look really cool, but they're full of more risk. So yeah. We're not in the pen. You can just say separate. It's that's what I was thinking. That's funny. I gave 100-gallon. Oh, there we go. I gave 120-gallon acrylic that's just sitting right now. But yeah, I like the lagoon style tank, but also looking at other things, I can't make up my mind. It is so difficult. So I think if I were to give you advice, which is unsolicited, mind you, if you're going to go with keeping anything like corals in the tank. Anything that's like lower growing, so something that's not like gonna grow out of the top of the tank. A lagoon style is perfect for that. But if you're gonna need something that's like a tall tank, obviously a lagoon style is not what you want. But if you're gonna have a lot of free time, and I've heard that saltwater tanks are like magic for crying tiny humans. So maybe like look into getting that 120 into a salty setup or something. Maybe. Who knows? But I gotta go +1 on the lagoon style. I really like them. And Innovative Marine has a lagoon style like 25-gallon tank with the all-in-one. That's awesome. And it's like, depending on where you look, it's like $250 right now. Not bad. So alternatively, you could go with Zen's seahorse tank that I like for her, which is the Hello Reef 15-gallon, but that's like the whole kit's like stupid expensive. So yeah. Anyway, criminal. So anemones are scamps that just run around and mess things up. I think I'm in love. Yeah, pretty much. They literally walk around the tank until they find the spot that they really like, and then they'll like set their foot in the little crevice or whatever and just be free right there until they decide to move again. So yeah, they can mess up things like coral placement or grab fish that are too stupid to swim by. Geek. Zen seahorse setup? Nope, he wants an actual tank, not an imaginary one. It's only imaginary until she actually gets enough peer pressure to do it. So really, it's on us to take the imaginary and make it reality. Can't put the 120 in the house. It's an old farm. Yeah, I get that. That's unfortunate. We have slabs here in Texas, so I don't have to worry about that usually. Ooh, if I go seahorses, it's going to be in a 75 with a 40 sump. No teeny tiny tanks for me. All right, Zen. All right, I see you. I like that setup. I like that for you. I'll adjust my peer pressure parameters to the 75 with a 40 sump. Ooh, you had an octopus tank. Octopi tank? Multiple octopuses? And never again. Ooh, yeah, I imagine they would be a lot of trouble to deal with. Like, they're very, very intelligent, and like they live to solve puzzles and like escape. So I don't think I could deal with that. But anyhow, well, everyone, we have reached our time. It is now 6:03. Our hour of pure, unadulterated entertainment is up. So at least until next week. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it short. Not cut it short. We're just gonna cut it off, I suppose. But yeah, I'm trying to think if we've got any announcements or anything to not forget. Other than to make sure that you guys are on Steamy McStreamy later. It's the start of the new year and a lot of potential for points. So, and at every point you get is a point closer to beating Zen. So don't forget that. But anyway, that starts at 8:30 Central. But yeah, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. All right. Adios.